In the 1970s, a New Jersey pharmaceutical company tried to make the first safe, non-sedating antihistamine. Basically, allergy medicine that doesn't make you sleepy or have any bad side effects. After many failed attempts, some folks thought such a drug wasn't doable. But two stubborn chemists kept at it and finally invented a winner. You know the one.
I can't let allergies stop me from leading the way, so I get Claritin clear.
It's not known exactly how much it cost for the pharmaceutical company Schering-Plough to discover the chemical compound loratadine, brand name Claritin, but it's reasonable to assume the number was somewhere in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Which sounds like a lot, but is a drop in the bucket compared to the billions of dollars they made off of the drug between 1993 and 2002. The only reason why that kind of profit is possible is because of patents. A patent is a legal document granted by the government to an inventor or a company for their new invention. A patent gives its owner the right to exclude others from making the invention for a certain amount of time. So, when the drug makers perfected their compound for Claritin, no other companies were allowed to take their formula for the non-drowsy allergy drug and use it to make and sell the exact same non-sedating antihistamine. Because of the patent, the company was allowed to keep all of the profits for the period of time without competition, which is a pretty sweet deal, perhaps sweet enough to encourage them to want to keep discovering new medicines for different conditions, which they did, getting patents for medications that help treat high cholesterol and brain tumors. Patent protection promises inventors that if their inventions are successful, they'll get an exclusive chance to make back the millions of dollars spent on costly research and development, and then some. Without patent protection, companies might not recoup this investment, essentially giving them no reason to spend all that money and try in the first place. Less research and development means fewer new treatments, which is harmful for patients in need. So patents help motivate companies to innovate and discover new medicines. How exactly does a company get one?
Hello, I'm R.C. Davis, and this is the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in Arlington, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C.
It files an application with the United States Patent Trademark Office, which includes a detailed description of the new drug, its chemical composition, how it's administered to a patient, and any unique features it has. The USPTO checks that it meets the requirement for novelty, non-obviousness, and utility. Novelty means the drug was not known or used prior to its creation. Non-obviousness means the drug goes above and beyond what is known to someone who works in inventing pharmaceuticals. A chemist can technically combine 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom to make water. But we know about water, so you can't patent water, but you could patent a process for making a certain kind of water. Utility means the invention must be useful. And there's a special requirement for drug patents in that if you're saying this drug will be useful in treating humans, you have to show evidence to the FDA that you've tested it in humans and it actually works. If you get the green light from the FDA and you have a patent, you can start selling your drug. But patents don't last forever. A patent is generally valid for about 20 years from the filing date of the patent application, and once it expires, other companies are able to use the formula to make and sell generic versions of the drug. Claritin's patent was set to expire in 1997, meaning generic drug companies could start to produce the medicine, and the cost of a bottle of Claritin, which at the time was as much as $100, would be driven way down. It could become more affordable for more people. More people would be able to access the drug, meaning fewer allergies, fewer sneezes, more springtime bliss. But it would also mean the company would lose a huge chunk of their revenue. So what did they do? They figured out a way to extend their patent on Claritin until 2002, effectively staving off generic competition and maintaining their exclusive profits for a few more years. This meant the cost of Claritin remained higher for consumers for a longer amount of time, delaying access to people seeking a cheaper generic option. But while allergy medicine is helpful, foregoing treatment isn't fatal. Life-saving drugs, on the other hand, literally save lives, and when patents and patent extensions cause these drugs to be unaffordable and inaccessible, it becomes crucial to find a better balance between fueling innovation and upholding public health. So, we return to our central problem here in the cost of drugs. Patents help motivate companies to invent new drugs. As a reward for their invention, they get to make a lot of money off of it in the first few years because they have no competition. but that means the drugs are expensive for consumers and less accessible. Once the patent expires, more companies are able to develop the drug, and competition drives down the price, which is good for consumers looking for more affordable medicines. But it's not great for companies wanting to retain their profits. So how exactly do companies extend their patents and ward off generic competition? We'll tackle this topic in the next video.